And welcome. You ever feel like your spoken English has just hit a wall? Like you know all the words, but you're just not getting any better, especially if you've got a big test like the IELTS breathing down your neck? Well, today we're going to get you unstuck. We're going to walk through 5 super powerful pillars that are going to completely change how you practice and, more importantly, how you improve your spoken English.
Does this sound familiar to you? A student once said this, and wow, it just hits home, doesn't it? You've got these incredible high-speed thoughts in your brain, a total Ferrari, but the second you try to get them out of your mouth, it feels like a complete disaster. It's a really common frustration, and trust me, we're going to start fixing that today. So, here's our game plan. We've got a clear 5-step roadmap to get you to fluency. We're going to start with how to actually learn speaking. Then we'll get into how to make your vocabulary automatic, so it's just there when you need it. After that, we'll talk about building your sentences with something called chunks, then how to get that real-world confidence, and finally, how to truly immerse yourself in English. Right, let's jump in. Pillar number 1, learn by listening. Now, think about this. So many of us were taught to learn how to speak by reading, by looking at words in a book. It's a totally backwards method because speaking and writing, they're 2 completely different things. And check this out. Humans have been speaking for more than 10,000 years. We only started writing stuff down about 5,000 years ago. Speaking came first by a long shot. Writing is just a piece of technology we invented to, capture what we say. And grammar? That's just the rule book we wrote down after the fact to describe it. So, why on earth would we learn to speak by studying the technology and not the real thing? I mean, it's a ridiculous image, right? But it's perfect. It shows you exactly what's wrong. Why would you choose to read a book about a skill when you could be out there actually doing it? The book might help you down the road, sure, but you've got to start by doing the real thing. And for language, that means listening and speaking. And honestly, the benefits of listening first are just huge. You learn natural, real English, not that stiff, awkward stuff you find in textbooks. You start to really get the pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. And the best part? We're surrounded by endless material. We've got YouTube, Netflix, podcasts. It's all right there at our fingertips. It's a complete no-brainer. Okay, let's move on to pillar 2, which builds right on top of this, automate vocabulary. I absolutely love this idea. The goal here is to make your vocabulary so automatic, so deep in your brain, that you can use it on autopilot without even thinking about it. So what do we actually mean by automate? Well, it's when you can do something without any conscious thought. Think about driving a car. Half the time, you're not even thinking about it. You're just driving. We want to get to that same place with our vocabulary, to hardwire those words and phrases into our brains so they're always ready to go. So how do we do that? Well, there's this simple but powerful method called repeat and juggle. It's literally 2 steps. First, you listen to a phrase, maybe from a podcast or a YouTube video, and you repeat it out loud. Then you juggle it. You take that same phrase and you just change one little thing. Let's use a really simple example. You hear the phrase, "I love Paris." You say it out loud. Then you start juggling. Change the word. "I love Hanoi." "I love my city." Or you can juggle the tense. I loved Paris. I will always love Paris. I used to love Paris. It's a simple little game, but doing it makes that vocabulary active and automatic. Okay, on to our 3rd pillar, build with chunks. Now, this one is the real secret to sounding more natural and speaking way, way faster. See, here's the thing. Fluent speakers don't think one word at a time. So how do they do it? They think in groups of words that just naturally belong together. As you can see, these chunks are just bits of language that we almost always see together. They can be collocations, like heavy rain. We never say big rain, right? It could be idioms, like kick the bucket, or even those little filler phrases like on top of that. You learn the whole chunk as one single item. Think about it this way. A builder who's laying down bricks, one by one by one, is going to be pretty slow. But what if a builder gets a pre-made layer of 5 bricks all stuck together? They can build way faster, right? Well, that's exactly what chunks do for your speaking. They make you faster and more accurate because you're not trying to build every single sentence from scratch. So next time you go to learn a new word, like shopping, don't just memorize the single word. Learn the chunks that come with it. Learn weekly shopping, online shopping, a shopping spree. This way, the language is instantly ready for you to use, and you'll sound so much more fluent. All right, let's talk about our final 2 pillars, confidence and immersion. Now, I've put these two together for a reason. They are totally connected. This is all about taking the skills you've been building and actually using them out in the real world to build that rock-solid confidence. So, Pillar 4 is all about pushing your comfort zone. I know, it's easy to sit back and watch a movie, but what about recording your own voice and listening to it? Or finding a speaking partner online? Yeah, those things feel uncomfortable, but that feeling, that's where the growth is. When you're sitting in front of an IELTS examiner, you are going to be nervous. You're probably going to make mistakes. The only way to get ready for that is to get used to that feeling now. And hey, a fantastic way to start is with something that's low pressure. For example, you could try a guided dialogue online where you and a partner both have a script to follow. It takes away all the stress of figuring out what to say, so you can just focus on the simple act of speaking with another person. It's the perfect first step out of that comfort zone. And that leads us perfectly into our final pillar. Immerse yourself in natural English. Look, the classroom is a safe little bubble, right? The teacher speaks slowly and clearly, everyone's polite, they encourage you, and that's great for learning the basics. But the real world? Phew, it's different. People speak fast, they might not be polite, and there's a ton of pressure to understand them right now. There's no mercy out there. You have to be ready for it. So, there you have it. 5 incredibly powerful pillars to completely change your speaking. Now, let's just pull this all together and map out your path to success. So, here's a super quick recap of our roadmap. Number 1, learn by listening, because that's how language began. Number 2, automate your vocabulary with that repeat and juggle technique. 3, build with chunks to get faster and more accurate. 4, push your comfort zone to gain real confidence. And finally, number 5, immerse yourself in natural English to get ready for the real world. Now look, I've got to be honest with you. This is not a magic trick. It's not going to happen overnight. Improving your English in a real way takes time. The secret is to be patient with yourself, but also to be persistent. It's the little things you do every single day that really add up and make a huge difference in the end.
So I'm going to leave you with a question. And I don't want you to think about next week or next month. I want you to think about right now. What is one small, maybe slightly uncomfortable step you are going to take today to push your comfort zone and start on this journey to real, confident fluency?